listening to the Cosmic Celebrity Podcast, where spiritually gifted persons receive information and tips on awakening their consciousness to develop and integrate their abilities in their daily life through spiritual growth. Here's your host, Athena Lucene.
Welcome to episode 5 of the Cosmic Celebrity Podcast here at athenalucene.com. Thank you so much for the heartwarming feedback and comments I've received about the previous episodes and about how the Cosmic Celebrity Podcast has inspired you and helped you in starting to overcome the life challenges of a spiritually gifted person. In continuation of that support, on this episode, I'll be sharing with you how to use conscious language to overcome adversity and be a spiritually gifted champion. You'll also receive divine downloads and energy healing that will naturally realign you to the vibrational frequency of your unique energy signature, which is your soul expression and cosmic celebrity having a physical life experience. So everything is energy. And I'm sure you may have heard before persons say to think positively and speak positively. Well, the reason for this is that since words have vibrations, then that simply means that when you use certain words, you are essentially emanating the vibrational frequency of that word. So if you're using a word such as hate or anger or disappointment or any type of words that are associated with negative emotions in describing your reality or describing a circumstance or an adversity, a life challenge that you're experiencing, you're essentially giving your brain that information, and your brain is essentially looking for evidence or looking for ways to allow you to perceive your reality in the way that you've given the instruction for it to. So if you're saying, for instance, that due to a specific life challenge or adversity that you're feeling disappointed or you're feeling sad or you're feeling uninspired, then essentially your brain is then going to assist you in perceiving the manifested experience of your reality to show you evidence of reasons to feel sad and more disappointed or more uninspired. So it is essentially when you use negative words or when you use words that have a connotation or a correlation with lower vibrational frequency, you are essentially unknowingly and unawareingly disconnected from your soul essence that is directly connected with the divine. And whatever word that you feel safe or comfortable using to describe that non-physical, life-giving, life-creating, life-energizing essence, whether it's the creator or source or Allah or Jesus Christ or the creator of the universe, the Most High, I think you get the gist. The bottom line is that your soul is connected to this divinity, this divine, this supreme being. And therefore, when you are aware and consciously present of your connection with your soul and the divinity within you, you are then able to perceive any personal life challenge or adversity through an expanded radial view and a more similar view of seeing it the same way that the creator of the universe sees things or sees your situation, which has infinite potential, infinite possibilities, opportunities for supernatural outcomes, magnificent outcomes that you didn't even think to even perceive in your imagination, things working out for you in a way that you didn't expect it to, like an extraordinary outcome, based on how things had physically manifested already, or how the life challenge or the adversity presented itself, right? Or AKA like a hopeless situation, a seemingly hopeless situation. And so through conscious language and learning how to speak consciously and learning how to describe your reality in a conscious way, in a uplifting way, in a positive way, through the use of positive words, you are then essentially affecting and changing the trajectory of the future manifestations of that situation. And so this is why it's important, no matter what has physically manifested, no matter what life challenges has presented itself to you, which is actually an opportunity for you to grow, an opportunity for you to become more developed in your abilities, an opportunity to become more emotionally mature, an opportunity to develop on a multidimensional level. This is what quote unquote challenges and problems quote unquote are. They are life inviting opportunities to elevate your consciousness, to grow, to practice, to develop your abilities, develop your intuitive connection to your soul, and exemplify how you're better able to quiet the egotistical chatter, the outside external chatter, and get better at hearing and recognizing the voice of your soul and your inner guidance. And so essentially, through your words and conscious language, this is what gives your brain the instructions on how to perceive your reality. This is why it's then important to have a very positive thought vibrational sequence, meaning constantly thinking positive, constantly soothing yourself, learning how to soothe yourself and calm yourself down, and fostering a positive self-talk in the face of adversity. Literally, even when the situation seems hopeless, there are infinite possibilities. And all you need to do in these times of adversity, or these times when you have lost a loved one, or times when you may have lost a job unexpectedly, times when things unexpectedly happen where you don't know what to do, you don't have the answers, you don't know how a situation is going to work out, or if you have a loved one that's been hospitalized, or a life-threatening ailment, it doesn't matter what the situation is, it's always the same spiritual solution, which is to stay centered, get connected, strongly connected with your inner being, your soul, and hear clearly the guidance and follow the guidance. Sometimes the guidance is simply just to be still and not to worry. The vibrational frequency of the outcome that you want is vital to be able to recognize and shift the energy of the already manifested, not wanted situation. So it sounds a little bit counterintuitive, but from the non-physical realm, that perspective, that spiritual perspective, is that all is well. You are safe, all is well, all is perfected. Anything that's manifested, it can be uncreated, it can be recreated. And therefore, your job is to get in the higher vibration of the solution that you want to recreate and now manifest, which is a more preferred solution. So let me get more specific, because I really want you to get this. Your abilities or your spiritual giftedness, whether you are a visionary, whether you have an intuitive knowing, whether you're claircognizant, or you sense the feelings or emotions of others, whether you receive information through a dream, whether you just kind of have a all-around strong sense and gut feeling of what it is that you're needing to do, and for some reason things just kind of work out for you without you even really knowing what it is. The bottom line is for you to get more connected with your inner soul essence, and for you to quiet the anxiety, the depression, the sadness, and the worry you might be tempted to fall into when you are seeing with your physical eyes the less than desired or the undesired manifested problem. Right? The idea is to strengthen your spiritual muscle so that you can see spiritually what's happening and what's being created, a better outcome that's being created for you, and holding that vibrational frequency. This is what you call faith, having faith, trusting and believing that things are going to work out no matter how hopeless a situation looks. Now, this is the key. There's going to be others around you who are perceiving the situation or even your life or something that's happened to you that's, quote unquote, terrible in terms of how they're seeing it or in terms of how the physical eye would see the experience. They're probably going to think, well, how can you be so calm? How can you be so calm? How can you be happy? How can you be so joyous? But the idea is if you can remain calm and centered and embody the higher vibrational frequency of the divine in any situation, in any life challenge, so that you can allow for the supernatural outcomes to happen. Because things that manifest, they manifest because they're a vibrational match to you. And through your abilities, and as you develop your abilities, you're able to hold on to a higher frequency more times than not once you've developed your abilities, once you've actually nurtured them and understand more about them and more about the unique ways that they present themselves to you, and the more you integrate them into your daily life through spiritual growth, through the application of consistent spiritual practices. These are the spiritual tools. This is how they become spiritual tools for you to be able to assist you as you deal with any life challenge. Remember that any lower vibrational emotion or any negative thought about a person, place, or a situation is essentially not aligned with the higher vibrational frequency of the divine. It is an illusion of the earth planetary construct. The illusions that are constant here on the earth planetary construct formulated because of a collective consciousness that persons have decided on through practicing looking at things from a very practical or through the physical eyes only, through the imbalance of the non-physical and the physical reality, seeing things just through the physical eye. It's created the false illusion that the worry, the fear, the apathy, the scarcity that is always physically visible, that becomes the actual quote unquote truth, which is misaligned. This is why it's an illusion, because there is no apathy, there is no fear, there is no lack or scarcity, there is no negative emotion. The all-knowing divine is abundant in every way. Abundant in the vibrational frequency of all higher emotions. And you are meant to feel these higher emotions more times than not, even if you're going through a situation that is causing you discomfort, whatever the situation is, whether it's a divorce, whether it's a significant life change, whatever the situation is, no matter how hopeless it seems. Your job is to, through the use of your abilities, maintain that higher vibrational connection and be that vessel so that you can be your own love and light support through those turbulent times, through those challenging times. And after it's all said and done, if you think back on life experiences that you've had in the past, if you think about once that situation passes, if you think back, didn't that situation make you stronger? Didn't that situation make you more confident? Didn't that situation make you more self-assured that if any challenge like that arises again, you'll know exactly what to do because you've had a reference for it. You've had the experience of growing with a challenge and coming through as victorious. So it's the same thing. Life is about challenges. It's the reason why you came here, to challenge yourself as a spiritually gifted person and develop yourself through spirituality so that as you grow more meaningfully in the deliberate creation of the experiences that you are intending to have, you become better at creating and you create less of what you don't want and more of the things that you want as you elevate in your consciousness and begin to grow and become more versatile and dynamic with the application of your spiritual abilities. You integrate more about everything that you are meant to. And through conscious language, that holds the key. Even if you cannot physically believe it because of the physical information that you're receiving from the physical realm, from your physical eye, the idea is to continue self-soothe yourself with conscious language. So no matter what the situation is, Always speak it the way you want to see it. Always speak it the way that you want to create it. Always speak it the way that you want to see the situation rectified. And you get better and better at doing this. So I would say something like of this nature if you're experiencing challenging situations. This is what your thought process would be as a conscious language and conscious thinker. You would, first of all, soothe yourself on a regular basis. You would start early in the morning and you would literally be intentional about what it is you think about and how you preface things or frame things for your mind. You can either choose to continually think and feed the thoughts of fear about the situation or the sadness or the worst case scenario of the situation, or you can feed and nourish your mind with positive thoughts, uplifting thoughts, optimistic thoughts, hopeful thoughts. And as you choose to think optimistic thoughts, this is how you become a better and better conscious thinker. And as you continue throughout your day, you speak consciously in all the interactions that you have with others, and you foster a strong self-talk that literally pumps you up and builds you up. So I would encourage you to talk in ways of this fashion. I am a spiritually gifted person that came to this third dimensional construct with definitive, meaningful desires and meaningful ways and experiences that I'll be having that is constantly going to add to my evolutionary process. And as life challenges presents itself to me, they won't catch me off guard because I know that I came here to stay centered and to become developed in my abilities. My life challenges actually assist me in developing my abilities. My abilities are my best friends. My abilities are what gives me the superpower to connect to my inner being and the higher conscious divine thought. And it doesn't matter what life experience I am going through. I am well. I am able. I know how to connect with infinite intelligence. It's always with me. It's always around me. And all I have to do is quiet the egotistical chatter so I can hear it better, so that I can be guided, so that I can see and witness more syncopated moments, more instructions. I'm open up to the non-physical life forces that are here to support me in the calmness of my mind, in the calmness of my being, and in the space of worry and in the space of adversity. I'm able to stay centered, stay challenged, because I know that all is well. I know that everything is working out for me. I know that things are meant to support me. Things are happening for me, not to me. Things are happening to shift my consciousness and evolve me. And it doesn't matter who around me is freaking out. It doesn't matter who around me is worried for me, because I have made a decision to stay calm, to be confident that the universal life forces, my angels, my spirit guides, the divine, my inner spirit has my back, and I am connected, and I can never be disconnected unless I choose to be disconnected. And the minute I start feeling and experiencing myself in negative ways, or through negative thoughts, if the negative thoughts or the negative things that I'm speaking, all it is one shift. All I need to do is be more conscious and shift. And all I need to do is practice this more and more and more. And as I practice this more and more and more, and as I incorporate spirituality and spiritual practices in my life, this gets easier and easier, because this is the very thing I came to do. And it gives me joy to develop my abilities. It gives me joy to see how such a terrible thing can be manifested in my life, because I was unawarely creating it. But the good news is that every time something manifests in a way that I don't want it to, I can easily shift it. I can uncreate it and recreate it through the power of my mind, the power of the development of my abilities, the power of incorporating the information that I'm receiving from the non-physical. And I can perceive my reality in a balanced way anytime that I choose to. It's a conscious choice. It's the conscious decision to stay centered in my life, to be present in my life, to be a divine co-creator with the divine within me, and to seek to be the best person that I can be, and to constantly develop myself and embody a higher consciousness so that I can evolve, so that I can grow. And as you continually get in this flow of this self-talk and self-soothing, you're better able to, solutions start to open up to you. You have supernatural ease through your situations and through your adversity. You could be really going through a perceivable challenging time and still look physically like you're having the best time of your life, literally, because you are allowing the flow of higher consciousness and you're allowing the higher vibrations of love and light, expanded consciousness to constantly flow through you. And as you're recreating a situation that has manifested, you are allowing through higher conscious thought, thinking, and speaking, you are allowing the shift in the energetic flow to flow towards a different direction so that a better solution, a more desirable manifestation can occur. This is literally how a person literally manifests healing and optimal health after being diagnosed with a quote unquote terminal illness. It's because they have not gotten an agreement with that quote unquote diagnosis. They have used through the power of their mind, challenged themselves through the spiritual growth, through spiritual application, through the power of their conscious thought and conscious thinking and conscious speaking, shifted the energy around that negative situation. So the more you're practiced at using conscious language, and there's so many variables of ways that you can use conscious language. You can use conscious language in every aspect of your life. Anytime there is a situation that's manifested that is not liking or that you're not wanting that situation, all you need to do is give more focus and attention to what you would like to happen and stop using your energy and your power to focus on things that are not wanted or focus on a negative manifestation of a situation that's happened. Each day is a new day, a new co-creation, a new creation. And therefore, as a conscious, spiritually gifted person, you make a choice each day at what you're going to create in that day. Are you going to create the same unwanted desires once again in a new day that you've created in a previous day that is less than desirable for you? So the idea is through spiritual growth, you become more conscious of the things that you have created, and you get to sift through the things that you want and you can continue to create it. And the things that you don't want, you uncreate it by thinking a new thought, a more conscious thought, a more uplifting thought, a more beneficial thought in that aspect of your life. And so as you do this and strengthen your spiritual muscle and strengthen your mental muscles, all aspects of you, as you continually improve and strengthen you as a divine being, you become a spiritual champion. You are able to see life with bliss and, just ultimate love and light and effortlessness, and just seeing things as progressive. No matter what it is, it's progressive, and you become better and more skilled at what it is that you desire, what it is that is your preference to give your attention to. You learn how to better give your attention to the things that you want because they allow you to feel and experience yourself in more positive emotional vibes. You're able to, develop and foster nurturing relationships in your reality that are supportive of you, supportive of the things that are important to you. And the idea is you're meant to feel good. You're absolutely meant to feel good. And once you become dynamic enough to learn how to self-soothe yourself, first and foremost, and be your own friend, your own best friend, allowing your own thoughts to comfort you, your own thoughts to soothe you. Allow the spiritual muscle and your faith muscle to be built and strengthened. The more you do this, the more you become the epitome of divine, higher emotional vibrations and consciousness. And the more life experiences that you endure, that you allow yourself to grow with and better practice how you will perceive your situation or how to perceive a situation in an uplifting way, the more of a spiritual champion you become. And undoubtedly, there are situations where you don't even know how to perceive that situation in a positive way because it's such a quote unquote terribly manifested situation. But the idea is you don't need to know the specific details on how exactly you need to do that. All you need to do is start general. Start speaking to your situation in a very general way. And it could simply be that all is well and I am safe. It could be just as simple as that. All is well, all is safe. I am guided. I am protected. I know everything that I need to know at every given time. I have everything that I need even before I know that I need it. Even just by stating those general statements over and over again throughout your day, you will start seeing that there is a magical realm and correlation and orchestration that comes together harmoniously that, all of a sudden, supernaturally, you're able to now see insight about this challenge that you weren't able to see before because you hadn't opened up your consciousness enough to be able to perceive it any different way than you already had. And so through the determination and through the focus and the spiritual mindset, you continually feed your thoughts. You continually use conscious language and conscious thoughts to gauge, to steer you and help you navigate and to endure and grow with the life experience or the adversity. You come out victorious because you allow the magical realms, you allow the non-physical to orchestrate that magnificent outcome even better than you imagined it in your limited physical capacity. And so this is what spiritual giftedness is all about. This is what being a spiritual champion is all about. It's about being able to stand in the integrity of spiritual strength, emotional maturity, being willing to grow, being willing to still be the best version of yourself, no matter what experience you're enduring, and then to also be consciously present to realize why it is that the situation, what is the spiritual interpretation of why the situation manifested in your reality, and then do the inner work so that you can shift whatever vibrational frequency is within you that is not aligned with the divine that caused this unwanted manifestation to begin with. And the idea is as you grow spiritually, you become more conscious about what the things you're manifesting in your reality, and better by better, it will be evidenced by more and more meaningful manifestations in your reality. So I encourage you to welcome the challenges and to bless your challenges with love and recognize that the spiritual translation of a challenge is that it's an opportunity for you to become more who you are meant to be, become more of who you're meant to be, and to develop and to discover something new about yourself, discover a strength that you have, discover an aspect of your abilities and, just kind of like really allow yourself to delight in how your abilities are manifesting or showing you its power and how to control them, how to manage them, how to integrate them. And so opportunities are all around you to experience the goodness and the power of your abilities. So spiritual championship is yours as long as you're willing to stay committed and determined and grow. Be willing to grow, be willing to elevate in your consciousness. Everything starts from a simple willingness to be the best version of yourself, be a better person, and to literally be the character. Who are you in the face of adversity? Can you stand powerfully in God-like self, in the higher vibrational frequency of the divine essence, despite what your physical eyes are showing you? Can you hold the faith? Can you stay balanced with the non-physical and the physical realm as you endure your life challenges? And the better you're able to remain balanced between those two realms, the more you develop your abilities, the more insight you receive about your abilities. And then in the next situation, you are better able to integrate your abilities because you've had an opportunity already to develop aspects of these very same abilities in a previous life challenge. So I'm Athena Lucene, and I came to this Earth planetary construct as a galactic expanded love and light consciousness here to assist you and support you on your spiritual growth and journey back to remembrance of the divine consciousness within you and the divine evolutionary movement forward. For more tips and helpful information on overcoming the life challenges of a spiritually gifted person, go to athenalucene.com, scroll down to get more clarity, select the topic that resonates with you the most, and receive a free video training on that topic. It's my absolute joy to support you. If you feel that there's someone that can be inspired or supported by any of the information provided on this podcast, please share in the spirit of love. I look forward to receiving your comments and to responding as well. And that's it for now. Abundant blessings and blissful moments.